Om Shanti. A wonderful biography. It is described in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Ignorant people are unable to recognize me, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, who has come in an ordinary body. After all, how will they recognize him? Because by having 84 births in this vast world drama of 5,000 years, all the human souls have become sinful and vicious. They have become the ones with the stone-like intellect. They have become unconscious because of constantly engaging the mind and intellect in the soil-like body. It is described in the Gita, God granted divine sight to Arjun in order to show him his universal form. Arjun, third brother among the Pandavas in the epic Mahabharata. It isn't about just one Arjun. And God didn't sit on any chariot and narrate the 18 chapters of the Gita in Sanskrit to Arjun alone either. Actually, the incorporeal Supreme Father Shiv sits in a chariot-like human body and explains the secret of the beginning, middle, and the end of the world to all the souls in the form of Arjun who gains Purusharth, that is spiritual effort. He is the father of all of us souls. We all have the right to his inheritance of knowledge and eternal happiness and peace. To give us this inheritance, he himself has arrived on this earth and is giving us the teachings of divine, that is Ishwariya knowledge and Rajyog by sitting in an ordinary chariot-like human body. This task of the Supreme Father Shiv began in 1936-37 in the city of Sindh, Hyderabad, in Pakistan, when he made a well-known diamond merchant named Dada Lekhraj have visions of the four-armed Vishnu, the destruction of the old world of hell, and the establishment of the new world of heaven. But Dada Lekhraj was unable to understand the meaning of those divine visions. He asked the meaning of them to his gurus, but how could they understand the play of God? They advised Dada Lekhraj to obtain an answer for this from the great scholars at Varanasi, a pilgrimage place in Uttar Pradesh. But he met with disappointment there too. He continued to have visions even there. He used to draw pictures of those visions on the walls made on the banks of the river Ganga. When nobody was able to solve his problem, he remembered his business partner residing in Calcutta. It is because he was impressed by his, that is the partner's devotion, honesty, and intelligence. He had entrusted him the responsibility of his diamond shop in Calcutta. So, Dada Lekhraj went to Calcutta. But instead of describing his visions to his business partner directly, he narrated them to the mother, that is the junior mother, who was his close relative, and she narrated them to another mother, who was good at speaking, listening and narrating. Later on, when that mother, who was good at listening and narrated them to Prajapita, the partner. At that very moment, the point of light, the Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv entered the same mother and Prajapita simultaneously. And in this way, the foundation of the path of bhakti, devotion through the process of listening and narrating the description of visions, was laid through the practiced mother, and the foundation of the path of knowledge, through the process of understanding and explaining the secret of the visions was laid through the partner. This family established in a corporeal form by God, transferred from Calcutta to Sindh, Hyderabad, and later on to Karachi. There, after becoming the corporeal media for Shiv for some years, the partner and both the mothers left their body, and the whole responsibility of the Ishwariya task on the earth fell on the shoulders of Dada Lekhraj. As soon as he received the introduction of God, he sacrificed his body, mind and wealth to him. Hence, the Supreme Father Shiv continued the task of world transformation through the body of Dada Lekhraj, whose name according to the task performed is Brahma. Meanwhile, this Ishwariya family, which was initially called Om Mandali, was transferred to Mount Abu in Rajasthan, India, after the partition of the country, and came to be known as Brahmakumari Ishwariya Vishwavidyalaya. From here, the teachings of the knowledge and Rajyog imparted by God started to spread in the country and abroad. The Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv, through Dada Lekhraj alias Brahma, imparted the primary or basic knowledge of the soul, the Supreme Soul and the beginning, middle and the end of the world. This Ishwariya task of the Supreme Father Shiv was going on at Mount Abu. But Dada Lekhraj alias Brahma left his body suddenly on 18th January 1969. The unlimited task of God, the task of world transformation certainly can't stop. So, in 1969 itself, the point of light Shiv entered the permanent chariot-like body of the previously mentioned partner, whose name becomes famous as Shankar from 1976, according to the task he performed in his following birth. Kampil, a very ancient dilapidated village in the Farrukhabad district, is erased from the memory of mankind today. In spite of receiving the status of a town, there is dirt and only dirt all around the town even now. Stinking drains in the lanes is common. In spite of being a famous pilgrimage place, there hasn't been any special development here. People from an archaeological department carried out excavations around this village and have found archaeological artifacts. Actually, this village is very important from the historical and mythological point of view. According to the Mahabharat Puran, this village was the capital of the country of Panchal. It is believed that Draupadi, the daughter of Drupad, the king of Panchal, was born here itself. Today, the Draupadi Kund, that is hole, has been made here in the remembrance of the Yagya Kund of knowledge from which Draupadi was born. Yagya Kund, a hole dug in the ground where a sacrificial fire is made. Just near the Yagya Kund, there is an ashram on a hillock. It is the place where sage Kapil performed tapasya, meaning intense meditation. In this very village Kampil, two famous pilgrimage places of the Jains, meaning the Digambar Jain temple dedicated to Vimalnath Swamiji, the 13th Tirthankar, and the Shwetambar Jain temple are also situated. Apart from these, there are also many other old temples here, which prove the historical and religious importance of Kampil. Perhaps, this is the reason that even the Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv has chosen the village Kampil for his secret task of world transformation. According to the principles of the Vanis, that is Murlis narrated through Brahma at Mount Abu, the mythological era, Yug, is being repeated, meaning the period of the Pandavas, staying incognito for a long time, is going on again now. Only those people can understand these secrets who have gone to various mini Madhubans and Gita schools or Gita temples of the Adhyatmic family, obtain the 7 days free teaching, taken knowledge daily, and have also researched the knowledge after deeply studying. Adhyatmic means spiritual. Literally Adhi means inside, and Atmik means the soul, that is, the knowledge of what is inside the soul. Kampil is such a pure religious place, which is in a dilapidated condition at present, but is going to become famous in front of the world once again. According to the Vanis, meaning the Mullis of knowledge narrated by Shiv Baba, through Dada Lekhraj Brahma at Mount Abu, a divine great man, who will transform the present age, has emerged in the village Kampil. The dearest purifier of the impure, the Supreme Father Shiv, the Supreme Soul, has incarnated in his body, and is performing the task of the establishment of the Golden Age. This is the belief of many Brahmakumar Kumaris. In those Vanis, the account of his previous births is also mentioned, and there is a special mention of his present birth as well. Evidences for this fact are also found in the Avyakt Vanis being narrated by the soul of Dada Lekhraj Brahma, through the body of Dadi Gulzar at Mount Abu, after his death in 1969. It is certainly important for the world with the population of 6-7 billion to recognize such a great man, and it is bound to happen at the right time. A resident of Kampil, Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit Ji was born in a poor Brahman farmer family on 1st February 1942 in a village called Ahmadganj, situated 4 kilometers north of Kayamganj, in the Farrukhabad district. Uttar Pradesh. His mother's name was Leelavati, and his father's name was Shri Sohan Lal Shiv Dayal Dikshit. Shri Sohan Lal Ji left his village, Ahmedganj, and settled permanently in his maternal grandfather's village Kampil. So, Baba Dikshit Ji was brought up under the protection of his parents in the mythological and historical village Kampil. After completing his high school education at Kampil, he completed his intermediate school at Hamirpur district from the private home of Inspector Siddiqui, the ex-in charge of the Kampil police station. As he was the only son, his father used to always pressurize him to get married. Baba didn't like this. As a result of this, he was always cross with his father. Hence, his father told him that if he wished to stay in the house, he would have to get married as well, otherwise, he was free to go wherever he liked. So because of the pressure, he left the house. He also has a younger sister, who was staying under the protection of their father, since their mother had died in 1965. At that time, Baba was around 23 years old. Then after completing the JTC, that is, Junior Teachers Certificate Training, at ETA, he did the job of teaching children at the municipal primary school in Kampil for 3 years. After leaving it, he also taught at the Kayamganj Girls' School for 2 years. After that, he left the job and went to Ahmedabad, Gujarat, for a PhD research work. Incidents from the Alokik life of Baba. Contact and struggle with the Brahmakumaris during his PhD research work. In 1969, while staying in the hostel of Gujarat University, Ahmedabad, Baba Dikshit Ji started his research work for his PhD on the topic, "Who is the first man of this world?" 4 to 6 months later, during his research work, on the 30th November 1969, for the first time, after the death of Dada Lekhraj Brahma, the administrator of Prajapita Brahmakumari Ishwariya Vishwavidyalaya, that is PBK IVV, situated at Mount Abu in Rajasthan on 18th January 1969, Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit entered the Brahmakumari institution at the Paldi Service Center, 2B, Prabhu Park, Ahmedabad. There, BK's sister Vedanti attended him. Whatever the sister said, Baba opposed it. He was research-minded and believed in everything based on the scriptures. So, he crossed her words again and again. In this way, 3 to 4 days passed, but the problem wasn't solved. Sister Vedanti was certainly clever. She called the senior elderly Brahmakumar brothers there and seated them around Baba. Then the elderly brothers started explaining to him. First, at least listen to the 7 days course here. After listening to this, Baba replied, "In that case, I will forget to ask questions." However, Baba accepted the words of all of them and said, "Keep narrating to me and I will note it down." During the course, on the 7th day, the sister who was attending him went somewhere else, so Baba Dikshit Ji met the sister in charge of that center, BK's sister Sarla. After having a discussion with her, he did find answers to some of his questions. Still, the sister in charge wasn't able to satisfy him completely. Later on, she told Baba, a brother named BK Ramesh would be arriving from Calcutta the next day. You may ask for solution to your questions from him. Because Sister Sarla had this feeling internally that she was unable to satisfy Baba Dikshit Ji. When Brother Ramesh arrived the next day and met Baba, he asked Baba just one question. Did you like the form of the Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv, which has been described here? Did you like his remembrance? So, Baba replied, yes, I like the explanation that the Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv is a point of light. By remembering him, our point of light soul, in the form of the mind and intellect, will attain a subtle stage. By remembering the subtle one, the intellect will become subtle. When Baba accepted the process of remembrance to be good, Brother Ramesh told him, "If you like the process of remembrance, practice it for a few days. After practicing it, you will automatically get answers to all your questions." Later on, Sister Vedanti also asked him to read the Vanis of Shiv Baba simultaneously, along with the remembrance. Baba accepted both of their suggestions. After some days, referring to the scriptures, Dikshit ji said that whatever has been narrated by Shiv Baba through the mouth of Dada Lekhraj Brahma at Mount Abu was in complete accordance with the scriptures. Baba Dikshit ji also wrote a brief interpretation of the Gita, which was in accordance with the Mullis of Brahma Baba narrated at Mount Abu. It is said in the Gita, Bhruvor Madhe Pranam Avishisamek, meaning, when a person is about to leave his body, he should remember his life soul in the center of the forehead. And Anor Aniyam Sam Anusmirateha, meaning the soul is more minute than an atom. He liked the fact that the form of the soul is like an atom, a point. So, he said, "All right, I will practice it." After that, when Baba approached Sister Salla to obtain the mullis, the sister in charge refused to give him the mullis, saying, "You are a scholar, Shastrakar. You are not fit to read the Vanis, that is mullis of Shiv Baba." He was very disappointed by these words and thought, everyone has the right to read and understand the great sentences, Mahavakya of God. But she is refusing to give mullis in spite of my interest. For this very reason, Shiv Baba had already warned the children about such behavior of the bodily gurus in the Murlis. Shiv Baba said in the beginning of the middle part of page 3 of the revised Sakar Mulli dated 21st February 1986, published by the Brahma Kumaris, everyone is based on the Mulli. If you don't get the Mulli, from where will you get Srimad? Meaning, elevated directions, the directions of God. It is not that only the Brahmani, sister in charge, should narrate the Mulli. Anyone can read out the Mulli for others. Sakar Mullis means the Mullis narrated through the corporeal chariot of Brahma Baba from 1947 to 1969. Apart from this, it is mentioned in the middle of page 2 of the revised Mulli dated 22nd December 1991, the Mulli of Baba, which is released. Every student has the right to read it thoroughly. Those who have an interest to read the Mulli will definitely read the Mulli 3 to 4 times. You shouldn't think of anything else at all other than the Mulli. If someone reads the Mulli 5 to 8 times thoroughly, he can even go higher than the Brahmani. Everyone must upgrade himself. After some time, keeping this very Srimad in the mind, Sister Vedanti, who had dealt with Baba, told him that she would give him a bundle of mullis at an appropriate time. Thus, when Sister Salla, the sister in charge, was not present there, at the center, Baba used to get the bundle of mullis from there. Then Baba read the mullis and returned them as well. This round continued during the absence of the senior sister. It means he continued to take the stock of mullis every third or fourth day. He received so much confirmation and contentment from the mullis that he was overwhelmed by it. Within his mind, he started receiving solutions to all the doubts. Later, he started visiting the Brahmakumari service center regularly to listen to Shiv Baba's Vani. Because in the research, he was taught that if any subject is to be researched, it is necessary to get hold on its source. After this, Baba didn't give importance to the words of the BK sisters. Because Baba Dikshit ji read this great sentence in Shiv Baba's Vani, the directions opinion received from the Brahmakumari should also be judged with regard to the Srimad, meaning the Vanis of Shiv Baba, whether it is right or wrong. You children have also received the sense of discrimination between right and wrong now. Murli dated 21st January 2000, middle of page 3. Due to the negligence of these things by the so-called Brahmakumar Kumaris at Mount Abu, Avyakt Bapdada has clearly said in the middle of page 81 of the Avyakt Vani dated 30th May 1973, everyone should take his own responsibility. If you think that the Didi, Dadi or the teacher is responsible, it proves that you have to become their subjects in future. You don't have to become kings. Whereas Shiv Baba has come particularly to make us kings. This is also the sanskar of subordination, isn't it? Sanskar means a trait remaining in the soul as the result of deeds performed. Those who remain subordinate can't become heir. They can't achieve the kingship of the world. This is why those who first take up their own responsibility and then the responsibility of the entire world can become world emperors. This means that whenever Baba Dikshit Ji faced any problem, he just used to search in the Murlis or Avyakt Vanis for the solution. Baba started comparing the subject that he had received for his research work with the Vanis of Brahma Baba. When he felt that all the topics in the scriptures completely matched with the Vanis of Brahma Baba, he started enjoying the thesis very much. The thesis was prepared in this way that whatever Baba understood from the Murlis, that entire theory was proved on the basis of the scriptures and came in front of him in the form of a research book. That is, Shodh Granth. In the class teacher's sister used to explain the Murlis in her own way. But Baba didn't pay attention to it because from within, he understood all the secrets of the Murlis. So, after understanding the Murlis and Avyakt Vanis, Baba arrived at some conclusions. Whatever he wanted to tell or narrate to the teacher sisters according to it, the sisters didn't like those ideas. Because the Brahma Kumaris said that all the scriptures are false. Whatever Shiv Baba has said is the only truth. And Baba Dikshit Ji said, whatever the Supreme Soul Shiv has narrated through Brahma is certainly in accordance with the scriptures. I neither have any different view, nor do I consider myself capable of this. Because whatever Dikshit Ji said was solely based on the versions of Shiv Baba, available in the Brahmakumari Ashram Center. The Murlis alone are the life of Baba. Most of the senior Brahmakumaris can't explain the Murlis correctly for being uneducated. They can't explain to the world either that God of the Gita is the incorporeal Shiv and not the corporeal Krishna. Whereas we believe in both the incorporeal one as well as the corporeal one. The incorporeal one means the point of light Shiv. How can the point of light Shiv give the knowledge of the Gita without a physical body? So that point of light Shiv enters the present confluence age body of the souls of Ram and Krishna, that is Shankar and Brahma, at different times. The souls of Ram and Krishna are certainly present somewhere in this very world, in an ordinary form, in a lowly stage, like us. Because of being in the impure, vicious stage, the Supreme Soul Shiv enters them in succession and narrates the knowledge of the Gita. In fact, Dada Lekhraj Brahma himself is the soul of Krishna complete with 16 celestial degrees. It is said, Hey Krishna Narayan Vasudev. Mythologically, Narayan is believed to be the king of the golden age. He becomes the king of the golden age later on. Actually, he was Brahma in his previous birth, that is in the confluence age. Brahma is shown with a beard and a moustache. Impure human beings have a beard and a moustache. This is why Brahma isn't worshipped. Temples are not made for him either. The entire world is benefited only through the explanation given by the form of the teacher of the Murlis, narrated by the Supreme Father Shiv after entering Brahma. But only if the correct meanings of them are understood. Otherwise it isn't possible. This is the reason why the Brahma Kumaris developed a difference of opinion with Baba Dikshit Ji. So, they never gave him an opportunity to give lectures, take classes or explain in an exhibition. This treatment continued until 1974. Baba Dikshit Ji continued to cooperate with them as much as possible. He was mostly given the Ishwariya service of selling literatures. Sometimes he also used to go to the station to receive parcels or to book parcels for the center. In those days, sometimes the clerks had to be bribed. But even though Baba was late, he never used to bribe the clerk. The sister in charge of the center used to be angry with him for this delay and tell him, "You waste a lot of time in any work." Once, in a similar occasion, just when Baba Dikshit ji tried to say something to the sister, she gave the example of another brother and said, "Look, that brother gets the work done so quickly." On listening to this comment, Baba Dikshit ji felt like crying and he said, "Tell me, what should I do? To avoid corruption, I have repeatedly resigned my jobs. And you are forcing me to do the same. For this, I can neither ask you for money, nor do I have so much money." Despite hearing this explanation, the sister in charge said, "Acha, all right, do as we say. If you don't want to do so, don't do service in the ashram." So Baba Dikshit ji started going to temples and doing service of giving Ishwariya knowledge. He attended the class in the morning, and then in whatever time was left after his research work, he started to go to temples to pay service to the brothers and sisters there. The students from the center also started attending the class along with Baba in the temple. They started to invite him to their homes. One among them was Brother Manu, who later on left Ahmedabad for America, took Baba to his house and started conducting classes there. In the evenings, Baba used to read Shiv Baba's Murli at the house of Brother Manu and gave explanations of them the way he understood it. When the sisters at the center came to know about it, they became very angry because there was a wrong belief in them that he was breaking away, that is diverting their students, and had started to earn his own income. But it was not so. The Brahma Kumaris continued to oppose him. So this series continued for 6 months. Baba anyway kept visiting the BK classes all along. The center in charge had already stopped entrusting him any kind of work related to the ashram, and in this way, the difference of opinion increased more and more. One day, the sister in charge thought that he would certainly not listen to her. So, a conspiracy was planned and a program was made. She detained the luggage of a party, which was going from South India to Mount Abu, via Ahmedabad in the center, and let the party go to Mount Abu. The very next day of detaining their luggage, Sister Sarla suddenly talked to Baba Dikshit ji. "There hasn't been any serviceable brother here for many days. Nobody is ready to do service. This luggage has been lying here for many days. It has to be taken to Mount Abu. Will you carry it there?" Baba picked up the luggage and said, "Acha, I will carry it." Because he never refused to do service. He made a reservation of the entire luggage and went to Mount Abu from Ahmedabad railway station. Dadi Prakashmani scolded Baba at Mount Abu. After reaching Mount Abu, the chief administrator of the Brahma Kumaris institution, Dadi Prakashmani, also known as Dadi Kumarka, asked Baba Dikshit ji to meet her at 4 o'clock in the evening. He wasn't aware why she was calling him. When he went to Dadi at 4 o'clock, immediately she started scolding him. "Live peacefully just as you used to live peacefully earlier, and came here. Why do you create disturbance here and there?" He said, "Dadiji, I just talk about Shiv Baba. I don't talk unnecessarily at all. And Shiv Baba has certainly said that there are 2 kinds of birds in Shiv's temples. One is pigeons, and the other is parrots with a band on their throat." Presenting Shiv Baba's great sentences in front of her in this way, Baba Dikshit ji said, "The parrots with a band on their throat have a band of knowledge. It means, whenever sound comes from their throat, whatever they hear, they will make only the sound of knowledge on going out. And the pigeons dirty the shivling with their droppings in the temples, And they can't speak anything either. Shivling means an oblong-shaped stone worshipped all over India as a symbol of Shiv in the path of bhakti. Shiv Baba has given all these examples just for us Brahman children. So, Baba clearly told her, I will surely tell others the correct words of God that I have heard. I won't listen to you. That's it. On hearing this, Dadi became very angry. She immediately called a peon, asked him to leave Baba at the bus stand and send him off as soon as possible. It was around 6-7 o'clock in the evening on a winter day. He didn't get a bus, and while walking on his way to the bus stand, the peon said to Baba that, nowadays, literate people have lost their senses. Baba felt that he was applying that statement to him. So, he thought that it was necessary to give him knowledge. So taking the opportunity, he started explaining the knowledge little by little to the peon. By the time they reached the bus stand, the peon had turned in his favor and told him that his statements were completely true. Later, he also tried hard to get a bus or a taxi, but couldn't get any. So he rang Dadi Kumarka. But by then she had gone away from the office very angrily. Another sister attended the phone. She didn't know at all about what had happened that day. She directly said, don't worry, bring that brother, Baba Dikshit ji back. The next day, when Dadi Kumarka was taking the class, Baba Dikshit ji went and sat in front of her. And after the class he picked up his bag and left. This incident occurred in January 1974. Baba left Ahmedabad in June 1975. The reason for this too was that, when he returned from Mount Abu, Dadi Kumarka immediately gave an order to the sister in charge of Ahmedabad Center. In accordance with the order, she stopped Baba Dikshit ji from sitting in the classes. One day, when the class was going on, suddenly some brothers came to Baba and told him that Dadi had forbidden him from attending the classes. Then Baba told them, Dadi has forbidden me from attending the classes, but Shiv Baba has never said, in any Vani, that is Murli, to prohibit anyone from attending classes. If I have committed any mistake, tell me. I will correct it. They told him that they won't listen to him at all. Then Baba also said, in that case, I won't listen to you either. Saying this, he continued to sit in class. Then those 4-5 people went inside and discussed something with the sister who was the teacher there. After half an hour of the discussion, 4-5 brothers came out. Some caught hold of Baba's hands, some caught hold of Baba's feet. And they lifted him and left him downstairs, outside the ashram. After that, 2 of them stood guard at the gate to prevent him from going inside to attend the class. This process continued for 3 days. When Baba used to go for class in the morning and evening, he found those brothers standing at the gate. All the other brothers and sisters were permitted to attend the class, except Baba, who stood at the door. Then he had to stop going there. After that, Baba reported this incident at the police station. However, it happened that, a couple of months back, the BKs had organized a big fair at Ahmedabad, which was attended by almost half of Ahmedabad's population. As it was a very big fair, even the police was very impressed by them. Baba Dikshit ji wanted to file a report as to why he was being prevented from visiting a public place, although he was an old student member of the institution. But because of being impressed by the Brahma Kumari institution at that time, instead of filing a case under Section 341, the inspector filed only a case of being beaten. After this, when Baba went to other BK centers to attend class, there too, he was stopped at the gate itself. 2-3 days later, when Baba went to file a case in the local Paldi area police station, there too, the inspector of that police station scolded him instead. Finally, a Pathan inspector at the police station attached to Maninagar Ashram, said to Baba that he would file his report of violation of fundamental rights under Section 341, but before that, he needed 2-3 days to inquire. Then he started calling the BK sisters to the police station. This created a commotion among the Brahmakumaris. Soon, against the rules of the institution, they started displaying false boards on the gates of their local centers. This is not a public institution, and entry without permission is prohibited. Such boards were displayed at all the 3 contemporary centers of Ahmedabad. On reading that board, even the concerned police officer became confused. Then Baba went and met a lawyer who said, "The local police won't cooperate with you and nobody will be ready to act as a witness for you either. You don't have any money, and your scholarship has also been stopped. Hence, return to your village and serve people as much as possible." Then, at the age of 33, in 1975, Baba Dikshit Ji left Ahmedabad and returned to his home in Kampil village. Baba leaves for the capital, Delhi, from Kampil, in the intoxication of bringing benefit to the world. There, even at home, some villagers had misguided his father Sohan Lal Dikshit Ji, telling him that his son was in the grip of the Brahmakumaris. Being influenced by their words, Baba's father didn't listen to a single word of his. He refused to even give him the room, which was in the outer part of the house. Meanwhile, Baba caught hold of a great sentence of Shiv Baba in a murli, "The sound will spread from Delhi." He immediately left the village Kampil for Delhi, and soon after reaching Delhi, he achieved success. He went around the main 20 to 25 service centers at Delhi, and after that, he got a little chance to narrate the Ishwariya knowledge to some brothers and sisters of Shahadra Rohtash Service Center, as the teachers' sisters there had gone to Mount Abu. Baba started narrating the Murli to those students. In this way he began this Ishwariya service from the Shahadra Ashram. Similarly, he went around the other BK service centers as well, and kept narrating the clarification of the Murlis to the brothers and sisters. Among those service centers, most of the students from the service centers located on the banks of the river Yamuna started coming in contact with him. This news was reaching the so-called Brahmakumar Kumaris, and they developed restlessness and anger within them. So, they started chasing Baba Dikshit Ji in jeep and car. They tried to catch him, but they couldn't find him that day at the house of Pushpa Mata, where he stayed. Instead, Mr. Sharma, Pushpa Mataji's husband, was in the house. The so-called Brahmakumars mistook Sharmaji to be Baba, caught him, and sat him in the jeep. But when Sharmaji started to tell them something in Punjabi, a brother said, "Arey, he isn't Virendra Dikshit, he is someone else." After that, those Brahmakumars let go of Sharmaji and warned Pushpa Mata that she would have to lose her job, and left in their jeep and car. Exactly after 10 minutes, Baba Dikshit Ji arrived there. Baba understood that now those people won't stop chasing him. Therefore, Baba purchased an all-route pass of Delhi and started going all around Delhi from one place to another. Along with it, he also started narrating the churning of knowledge that he had done. In this way the so-called Brahmakumars chased Baba for almost 5 years, but he didn't come in their grasp. Whatever he wanted to narrate, he used to go from house to house and narrate it. While listening to the knowledge from Baba Dikshit Ji, until 1976, among the people who cooperated with him were B.K. Ravish Kumar Saxena, who worked in the Finance Ministry of the Government of India at Delhi, and B.K. Ashok Pahuja, who used to work in the CID police, and was later suspended by Mrs. Kiran Bedi. Later, he lost his job as well. These people became active supporters of Baba, and in the beginning they also had some literature of Baba printed. They posted them to the Brahmakumari ashrams too, due to which a lot of disturbance was caused in the Brahmakumari ashrams. Among the sisters who came in contact with Baba at that time, there was one sister named B.K. Premkanta, who helped Baba Dikshit Ji the most, and by 1978, with the permission of her parents, she also started living with Baba. Meanwhile, with the cooperation of brothers and sisters, a service center of the Advance Party was opened at R.K. Puram in Delhi. Baba and the sister started living there. Sister Premkanta was working in a private company. Therefore, when she was staying with him and helping, Baba Dikshit Ji advised her to leave the job. He asked her not to worry about the money and expenditure, and that he was responsible for that. But she didn't believe Baba on this. She told him that she wouldn't leave her job and help him with the money earned from her job. After some time, the sister told Baba that Ashok Pahuja and Ravish Saxena rang her up repeatedly, telling her, "When you can stay with brother Virendra, why can't you stay at our Gita Pathshala, meaning Gita school, for 2 to 4 days?" At this, Baba Dikshit Ji replied, "Look, I have brought you here, taking permission from your parents on my responsibility. I have taken permission. If you go to stay at his house, and if any untoward incident takes place, who will be caught held responsible? So, I can't give you permission. If you wish, you can go to them on your own wish." So, she agreed with him at that time, but the second or third day, she went out saying Baba that she was going to her parents' house. But she didn't go to her parents' place then. Baba Dikshit Ji waited for her for 5 days, but he didn't hear from her. Later, when Baba went to her parents' house, her parents said that she hadn't come. On hearing this, Baba Dikshit Ji understood that she had done the very thing that she wasn't supposed to do. After that, when Baba returned to the service center, he found many people including Ravish Saxena, Ashok Pahuja, and Dharam Singh Loni etc. sitting as a group in the park below. They were jealous of Baba Dikshit Ji, thinking, why has this sister B.K. Premkanta started staying only with him? As soon as Baba went to the big hall located on the first floor of the service center, all of them got up, left the park, and went to Baba. They all started arguing with Baba. Baba was certainly alone. They all started speaking at the same time. Seeing this scene, Baba said that the situation was like, when some dog passes a village, the other dogs start barking at it together. As soon as he said this, Ashok Pahuja hit Baba Dikshit Ji. About this, Shiv Baba has said at Mount Abu in the Murli dated 5th February 1974, end of the middle part of page 2. Establishment is brought about through the power of Yog, that is Yog Bal. Destruction is brought about through physical power. The result of whatever happened there was that those people convinced Sister Premkanta's father to go at the service center and take her back home. After that, Baba Dikshit Ji waited for her along with Pushpa Mata for 4 to 5 days in the same house. When she didn't return, he left the service center and went out on an all-India tour, because he had no accommodation of his own at Delhi at all. So, there was no question of staying anywhere at Delhi at all. In those days, All India Railway tour tickets were issued at low cost. With rupees 150, 250 and 300, he bought circular route passes for 2 months or 3 months and kept going around the whole India till June 1982. When Baba Dikshit Ji was in Kanpur, he met a person from his village Kampil, who told him that his father's health was not good. It would be good if he visited his home. So Baba Dikshit Ji told him that he had a program to visit Delhi after 2 days. So, he would go to Delhi via Kampil at that time. When Baba reached his home after 2 days, he found that his father had passed away. His younger sister had performed the last rites. After this, in 1982, Baba permanently settled at his house in his ancestral village Kampil because he wanted 3 feet of land a shelter. In the year 1983, Pushpa Mata surrendered her daughter, B.K. Kamla Devi Sharma, to Baba for Ishwariya service, and since then she has cooperated with Baba as the mother of the Yagya Mata. However, she had been very cooperative from 1976 too. In this way, the parties of Brahmakumar Kumaris coming from faraway towns gradually started receiving the desired sustenance of knowledge through the Yagya Mata Kamla Devi ji. The parties coming from Delhi, Kanpur and Varanasi also continued to receive the sustenance of advanced knowledge. Gradually, the number of students arriving started to increase. Finally, after some time, based on special authentic evidences found in the jewels of knowledge, called the Mulli, narrated by Shiv through the mouth of Brahma, at the Brahma Kumari's Ishwariya Vishwavidyalaya, Mount Abu, approving the clarifications of the Mullis given by Virendra Dev Dikshit ji. The dissatisfied Brahmakumar Kumaris coming from the BK service centers declared in a written form Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit ji as the corporeal form of Shiv Baba, care of Prajapita Brahma, world father, and the first maiden to surrender, PBK Kamla Devi ji, as the corporeal form of Gyan Gyaneshwari, the world mother, Jagdamba, according to the saying, you alone are the mother and the father. This is the same mother who became an instrument in the process of listening and narrating the visions that Dada Lekhraj had in the beginning of the Yagya, and she has come now after being reborn. When the time comes, especially the Brahmakumar Kumaris and the entire world in general will certainly accept this truth. The series of Brother Ravish Saxena, Brother Ashok Pahuja and Sister Premkanta coming again many times to Kampil, and then becoming opponents. Approximately in the year 1984-85, expressing repentance for his mistakes, Brother Ravish again went to the Adhyatmik Ishwariya Vishwavidyalaya situated at Kampil, and after understanding everything there, again went to southern India and gave Baba's message. And by 89-90, within 1 year, 9 Brahmakumaris from South India and other areas left their own centers and surrendered there under the care of Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit ji and Mother Kamla Devi ji. Among those who surrendered, there were many who were in charge of BK ashrams there, where they came from. So, their leaving the Brahmakumari ashram and going away was a great disappointment to the Brahmakumari institution, because some among them were about to surrender at Mount Abu. So in a way, a commotion was created among the Brahmakumaris, and they started opposing actively. Meanwhile, Brother Ravish's intellect changed once again. Then he went to Kampil Service Center for the third time in 93-94. He stayed there for 2 to 4 days and went back. Brother Ashok and Sister Premkanta went to Kampil Service Center at different times, along with their groups, in 86-87 for the second time. After that they became opponents once again. After some years, in 95-96 they went to the service center at Delhi and underwent the 7 days course again and submitted letters of apology as well. They went away after understanding everything, but by 1997 they again became opponents. Before that, Brother Ashok misled a London-based family, B.K. Tejpal Singh, and his wife Bindi Mata. He made them sell off their entire property and made the family surrender to him in 1987. He asked them to leave their business in London, brought them to Model Town, Delhi, and usurped their property worth hundred thousands. The London-based family had a crane and a jeep. They had a bank balance too. He took all that under his control and opened a service center for just 6 months at Model Town. He usurped their entire property and also took Bindi Mata under his control. He registered a lot of property in his name through fake signature, and in turn, filed a case of fraud infringing Article 420 of the Criminal Code against the London-based person. Brother Tejpal was also charged of being a terrorist. When a case under Section 420 was filed against Brother Tejpal, he returned to London in fear and entrusted his case to his father, Mr. Dharam Singh. Meanwhile, Mr. Dharam Singh ji visited Kampil to take Baba's help in his court case. But Baba could only offer the help of the knowledge he narrates. Baba also knew that there won't be any use of fighting with Brother Ashok, because he was crafty in the ways of the world. After that, the entire family of Tejpal Singh connected itself with the service center at Kampil. Many strange, pre-planned thefts at Kampil Service Center and nearby places in just one night. In 1986-87, the entire property worth 50,000 rupees was stolen from the service center. The major part of the property was the jewelry of Sister Premkanta, which she had entrusted to Baba at Delhi when she surrendered. The theft was a strange theft in the area. Such a theft had never happened before in the Kampil area. News about the theft was also published in newspapers like Dainik Jagran etc. 20 to 25 days before the theft, a driver from Kampila police station had started to go to the service center to take knowledge. He listened little to the knowledge and was more eager to enter the service center and have a look at it. Baba understood that he wasn't very interested in listening to the knowledge, but somehow he listened to the knowledge for 6 to 7 days. Many times, he even asked people of the service center to show inside. So, a helper of the service center, named Brother Siaram, did show inside to the police driver. Exactly a few days after that, the theft took place at the service center. At that time the upper floors of the building hadn't been constructed. Later on, in 91-92, the upper floors of the service center were also constructed by Baba and his helpers by their own hands. No worker from outside was employed. At the time of the theft, Baba was taking rest on the terrace, along with the party from Udaipur. There was just one door to walk down from the terrace. The theft was unique in the sense that all the locks of doors, trunks and cupboards in the service center were opened, perhaps with a master key or some other method. The same night, 4 more thefts occurred in the houses adjacent to the service center, in the same lane. That whole night the power supply also remained cut off. The next day, when Baba went to Kampil police station to file a report about the theft, the officer there turned a deaf ear for writing the report. He became angry and started speaking bad words for Baba. A pimp has come here. You are this and you are that. When Baba insisted, the police inspector Solanki used bad words for him and said to someone, write down his report on theft. Nothing happens by just writing it down. When Brother Rafiullah, a helper of the service center, explained to the inspector, he was somewhat pacified. But he completely refused to file reports of thefts of the other 4 people. Before the theft, once a police inquiry was also conducted at the service center at Kampil on the charges of corruption, practice of prostitution and adultery. A similar inquiry was conducted by the SP, that is, Superintendent of Police, as well. After the inquiry, when Baba asked for a copy of the complaint, he refused to give it. Ravish Saksena's name was given in the complaint, but when Baba checked the signature, it wasn't of Brother Ravish. Baba knew Brother Ravish's signature well. And Brother Ravish wasn't so clever legal expert to file such a false report. Most of the Brahmakumar Kumaris who come to the Adhyatmik Vidyalaya are those who have come after being dissatisfied or scolded at the Brahmakumari institution. The opponents of Baba in Mount Abu, the Brahmakumar Kumaris named the Ishwariya family, that is working at Kampil in the form of the advanced party as Shankar party, whereas nowhere in the Mullis and Avyaktvani's has the name of Shankar party, Vishnu party or Brahma party been mentioned. Actually, those people have themselves given this name according to their wish. Baba Dikshit Ji's language has been the same as Shiv Baba's language, because Shiv Baba has just mentioned the advance party in the Murlis. On the other hand, the Brahma Kumaris who were in charge of centers from all over the country started complaining to their chief administrator, Dadi Prakashmani, that the Shankar party is making all their followers break away and taking them to Kampil. So she should do something about it. As the result of the differences of opinion in the principles, Dadi appointed a Brahmakumar Rajkumar Sehgal from Sikar, a place in Rajasthan, as their representative to oppose the Shankar party. She asked him to write something against the Shankar party and send it to her so that she could have it printed at their press and then circulated to all the Brahmakumari ashrams. She asked him to send that matter in the form of letters addressed to Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit. In this way, a lot of printed matter prepared against Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit started to be sent to all the Brahmakumari ashrams. Even the so-called duplicate Vishnu party, an opposition group, hasn't been able to oppose the advance party so strongly through newspapers as much as the Brahmakumaris have, by printing so many letters at Mount Abu through Mr. Sehgal and sending them to Baba and to all the BK ashrams. Baba still has the file containing those letters, in which it has also been printed. Virendra, stop narrating the Vani, that is words of knowledge that you narrate. Though Baba Dikshit Ji used to give the true clarification of the Murlis narrated at Mount Abu, that is those clarifications were against the intelligence of the Brahma Kumaris, but were in accordance with the scriptures. This clarification of the Murlis created some fear within the so-called, the false Brahmakumar Kumaris. Since 87-88, parties from every corner of the country started coming to the service center at Kampil very quickly. So Baba started to clarify the Murlis and Avyaktvani's of Mount Abu. As Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit Ji used to explain the meaning of the Vanis, that is Murlis, the people in the arriving party started to record it in audio cassettes. And the opponents, and even the members of this so-called Vishnu party, used to follow those cassettes initially. Later on, they became opponents. The administrators of the ashrams related to Mount Abu started to declare that they had no connection with the Adhyatmik Ishwariya Vishwavidyalaya, Kampil. Whereas in the Avyaktvani dated 2nd August 1972, in the middle of page 349, published by them, Bapdada has said, the work of the advance party is going on. They will prepare the entire field for you. It doesn't matter whether you go to their family or not. But they will become instruments in the task of establishment that is to be done. The advance party's own work is going on. Their work certainly has to take place through your connection. Among all the students who come to the advance party, 95% of the students are those who are either reprimanded by the Brahmakumari ashrams, meaning they are exiled from there, like the Pandavas, or else they come here because their doubts regarding the Ishwariya knowledge aren't cleared there, and after coming here they are completely satisfied. This is just like Vibhishan, Ravan's younger brother in the epic Ramayana, who reached the assembly of Ram. Those Vibhishans at different levels, that is numberwar, are accepted here for the enthronement. It has become clear through the chariot of the Supreme Father Shiv, who was revealed in 76, who are the human souls through whom the incorporeal Supreme Father Shiv is having the task of establishment, destruction and sustenance performed, meaning, who are playing the roles of Brahma, Shankar and Vishnu in practice, who are the mother and the father of the entire world, through whom the Supreme Father Shiv, gives the imperishable inheritance of happiness and peace to the whole world, and who will rule the world in the form of the world Emperor Sri Narayan and the world Empress Sri Lakshmi. It has become clear how the forthcoming new world paradise or Jannat will be, and who will be the first leaves, that is Sri Krishna and Sri Radhe in that heavenly world. In this way, through this advanced knowledge, we have also been told about how the shooting, or the rehearsal of the world drama of 5,000 years is performed in this confluence age. Who are the seeds of this human creation? How the seed forms souls, and the root souls of all the religions take the true knowledge from the Supreme Father Shiv in the confluence age, and establish their respective religions from the copper age. How the human souls have maximum 84 births, and how the foundation of their rise and fall in those births is laid in the confluence age. Now, the Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv is himself teaching face to face the knowledge higher than the knowledge of the scriptures, that is Rajyog, meaning the knowledge, the power, and the guidance to become the King of Kings. The very aim of the Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv's arrival on this earth is to tie all the deity souls of all the religions in the world in one string, and establish the ancient deity religion that has become almost extinct. Meaning, his aim is to make human beings into deities. A man should perform such deeds that he becomes Narayan from the man Arjun, and the woman Draupadi should perform such deeds that she becomes Lakshmi from a woman. There are two means to obtain this goal: the Ishwariya knowledge and Rajyog. The advanced course for this knowledge is given free of cost at the contemporary Mini Madhuban at Kampil. It is also given at the spiritual families and Gita Pathshalas in various states spread in the region of India. The words of knowledge narrated by the Supreme Soul Shiv through the mouth of Dada Lekhraj Brahma are called Murlis. After leaving the body, whatever is spoken by the soul of the same Dada Lekhraj Brahma, after entering BK Hriday Mohini, Dadi Gulzar, is the Avyakt Vani. The Murli is our poetry, and the Avyakt Vani is our prose. These itself are called Srimad. Here, everything is just explained based on Srimad. Only the Brahmakumar Kumaris who come from the Brahmakumari ashrams in the country and abroad, the ones who have accepted the Mullis and Avyaktvani's, those who have become Mukvanshavli Brahmins can understand these things. Mukvanshavli means progeny born from the mouth, meaning the knowledge. It is very difficult to understand this knowledge for the Kukvanshavli Brahmins, who follow the knowledge by being influenced by other bodily beings. Kukvanshavli means progeny born on the lap, meaning physical affection. The facts narrated here are the ones which are read in the Gita. For example, there is a shloka in the Gita, Guhyat Guhitarm Jnanam, meaning, I narrate the deepest secrets. It means that the knowledge that was narrated by the Supreme Soul Shiv through the medium of Dada Lekhraj Brahma at Mount Abu was definitely secret knowledge. But a unique clarification of even that secret knowledge is being given now by Shiv Baba in the form of the Supreme Teacher through Baba Virendra Dev Dikshit Ji here at Kampil. This is the reason why, without any type of advertisements like exhibitions, fairs and meetings, conferences and so on, the so-called Brahma Kumar Kumaris are themselves leaving their BK centers and coming to Kampil. And the Brahma Kumar Kumaris who understand the advanced course here and go, the heads of the BK centers label them as Shankar Party and immediately exile them from their so-called public centers. They don't even talk to them, and sometimes they even push them and throw them out or make use of physical power. Shiv Baba has given in the Murli the identification of the Brahma Kumars who received blows as the Mahabharat fame Pandavas who were exiled, who remained incognito in King Drupad's Kampilya town for a long time. AIVV, Kampil, is run only on the basis of Srimad. This is not an organization. In fact, It is a very big Ishwari Alaukik Brahman family. It's a Grehast ashram, meaning household ashram. The proof is mentioned in the beginning of page 265 of the Avyaktavani dated 22nd April 1984, printed at Mount Abu itself, in which Bap Dada has said, "This is a wonderful university. It also looks like a home. But the father alone is the true teacher. It's a home as well as a school." This is why many people can't understand whether it is a home or a school. But it is a home as well as a school. It is because the greatest lesson, meaning the knowledge of the beginning, middle, and the end of the world, and the Rajyog is taught here. And the knowledge to realize our part in the 84 births is given here. The goal to become Narayan from a man, and Lakshmi from a woman in this very birth, is given here. Whereas in the Brahmakumari ashram, the goal to leave the present body, and to become princess like Radhe and Krishna in the next birth is given. Apart from this, it is also said in the Murli, this is a home as well as a university. This itself is called the God-Fatherly World University, the World University of God the Father. Because every human being of the entire world attains true liberation. This is the real world university. It's also a home. We are sitting in front of the mother and the father. Then it is a university too. The spiritual father is sitting here. This is the spiritual knowledge which is received through the spiritual father. No human being except the spiritual father can give this spiritual knowledge. He alone is called the ocean of knowledge. Revised Murli dated 5th September 1991, beginning of page 1. In this way, mostly, the householder Pandavas like Arjun take this knowledge. For more than the last 4 decades, the Kumaris from all over India and abroad are attracted and are coming to the AIVV, Kampil. They come here and understand the entire advanced knowledge. There is a rule of staying at the service center for 7 days and attending the continuous shivir, meaning meditation camp, or bhatti day and night. Bhatti means an intense course of yoga and knowledge for a period of 7 days following strict rules. Based on the hints given in the Murlis of Knowledge and Avyaktavanis published by the Brahmakumari Institution, all the Kumaris who come here have been writing and giving, on their own will, their affidavit as a letter of faith on a court stamp paper, explaining, this one is our world father, Jagat Pita, and this one is our world mother, Jagat Mata. So, those who complete this type of bhakti, that is intense training of Raj Yoga, and give the letter of faith, are called Prajapita Kumari, PBK. In spite of giving the letter of faith in written on their own wish, many senior PBKs have left this Ishwariya family and gone away. And some former PBKs or their followers have even declared them as Vishnu. Among them, the names of Brother Dashrath Patel from Ahmedabad, Brother Satish Mehta from Mumbai, Brother Nagraj from Hyderabad, Vatsala Venkatesh from Bangalore, and so on are notable. Therefore, for the last few years, the affidavit of the letter of faith is written on the court stamp paper by the PBKs under Farrukhabad court, so that nobody can say in the future that they haven't given the letter of faith at all. At the end of page 3 of the revised Murli, dated 24th March 1992, narrated at Mount Abu, Shiv Baba has also said, "What is your relationship with the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul?" Until someone gives the accurate reply to this question in written, it is no use meeting Baba at all. The accurate reply means, through which corporeal body is the Supreme Soul Shiv, the point of light performing his task in this world at present, and what is the name, form, place, time of that corporeal person. Until they know this, how can they join a corporeal relationship with the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul Shiv? The Kumaris coming from the Brahmakumari ashrams located in India and abroad, the ones who have given importance to the Mullis and Avyaktavanis, only those Mukvanshavli Brahmins can understand these things. It is very difficult to understand this knowledge for the Kukwanshavli Brahmins who follow under the influence of other bodily beings. Avyakt Bap Dada has clearly said in the middle of page 5 of the Avyakt Vani dated 18th January 2007, love for the Mulli means love for the Mullidhar, the narrator of the Mullis. If someone says we do have love for the Mullidhar, but we listen to the Mulli once in a while, then Bapdada says that Bapdada doesn't consider his love as real love. To maintain the love with someone and to love someone at the beginning of the relationship are different things. Those who love the Mullis are the ones who maintain the love. And if they don't have love for the Mulli, they are in the list of lovers, but they aren't the ones who maintain the love. Mulli and Avyakt Vani points. The name has been changed in the life story. The name of the child Krishna, alias Dada Lekhraj, has been inserted in place of the father, Shiv. Murli dated 14th July 1989, end of page 2, beginning of page 3. There are so many worshippers of Shiv. They worship him, then they say through their mouth, he is present in stones and walls. He is in every particle. Is this a life story? Murli dated 4th September 1999, middle of page 1. They become the ones with such a stone-like intellect that they don't even know the life story of the one whom they worship. If the children don't know the life story of the father, how will they get the inheritance? Now you children know the life story of the father. Murli dated 1st November 2000, beginning of page 2. You can narrate the life story of Ramchandra as well. Murli dated 11th February 1999, end of page 4. The father certainly comes in the country of Magad, which is a very degraded country. It is very impure, the eating and drinking habits are also dirty. Murli dated 4th September 1999, middle of page 3. The capital has to be made in Delhi. And the remembrances have to be made in UP. UP should show the play of the religious war. Avyakt Vani dated 24th December 1979, end of page 145, middle of page 146. Calcutta is the land of revelation of Brahma Bap, that is Brahma and the Father. The end should also be at the place the yajna began from. Avyakt Vani dated 18th January 2005, middle of page 69. Note: a clear direction to replace the name Prajapita Brahma Kumari Ishwariya Vishwavidyalay with Adhyatmik Ishwariya Vishwavidyalay has been given in Shiv Baba's Murli, dated 20th March 1974, end of page 4, and 19th February 2000, page 1, narrated at Mount Abu, is as follows. God the Father is called spiritual, knowledgeful. So, if you write the name Spiritual University, nobody will object to it. Then you will remove those words, that is PBK, from the board as well, and write this Spiritual University. Try and see. Write, God Fatherly Spiritual University, that is, the Spiritual University of God the Father. This is their aim and objective. Day by day there will be changes in your museums, pictures, etc. too. Then you will have to write on all the centers, God Fatherly Spiritual University. Om Shanti.